Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, and when last we left off we are back in Hearthsong after diverting all the way to Redric's Hold to take care of Redric the Seventh. Redric the Seventh had been raised by Berath as a Death Knight to take vengeance on the one that had slain him. Me. If I hadn't have done that, he'd have enacted that vengeance instead on all of the people that he deemed were unworthy. Basically everyone in Gilded Vale and everybody else fortunate enough to cross his path. Gilded Vale would have surely been put to the torch. We didn't want that.
Absolutely.
After all, it was us that ultimately made that situation. It was us that solved it. Now it is time for us... Oh, the Anamenfath know the intruder. They must act. And I'm sure they are. It is time for us to go into the passage number 6 and see if we can get permission to chase down Thaos. We're allowed in, which is great. But how far we'll be allowed in the inside of the building itself remains to be seen. There are things to look at here. The twice split arrows. The 3-tusk Stelgar. Yes, I'm sure. The Anamenfath will not commune together for a season at least. Oh dear. A stone bramble. Fisher crane. There is a backer character. The keepers of the stone. The guided compass. Need to head further in to the Anamenfath Council. And we get XP. Hello, we have here a Glanfathan, and Anamenfath Bethwl, as well
I'm here.
as this. Oh, hello.
Another Estramore. What do you want?
A middle-aged Orlan woman stands at the back of a longhouse, an expression of irritation on her narrow features. As you approach, she takes a decisive step toward you. Honesty is the best policy. I'm looking for another who passed through the city.
Few Estramoran are given the freedom of our sacred city. That you ask for this person is suspicious. There are reasons we don't let you Estramoran roam our sacred city. Reasons I am coming to understand.
Has something happened recently? More than I care to think about.
Looters have grown bolder at the sites of the builders. The people of Defiance Bay set fire to their own city. And every week, the 3-tusk Stelgar bring news of more desperate settlers pushing at our borders, trying to escape their plague of Anolfane children.
Suddenly, you feel the presence of someone else in the hall. The Anamenfath continues to glare at you, but something has stepped out of her skin. It reaches out to you.
Permitting more strangers the freedom of the city is out of the question right now. Go and be thankful that Anamenfath Shimak doesn't sit in the passage of the 6 today. He would not be so kind as I. A vision of an Orlan man appears near Bethwl. He has the same green-brown fur and hazel eyes as she does. Help me reason with them. He points behind you. Turning, you see the ghostly shapes of 5 other Anamenfath. Another Orlan with tawny fur and a scarred face, a frowning dwarf, a black-furred Orlan, and 2 elves. You're angry about something. I hear it in your voice. What is it? Are the outrages I listed for you not enough? Trouble brews, and none of it is my choosing. The spectral Orlan takes another step from her, setting his foot down with a slow, heavy motion. Tendrils of essence strain between them, and he grimaces and leans forward, as if struggling against a gale. The angry Anamenfath winces. War. The spectral Orlan's voice is a rasping croak. They're headed for war. Remind them of Fairwold's warning. Does Ferwald's warning mean anything to you? Ferwald's soul image gasps. Taut threads of essence tug at him, drawing him back into the Anamenfath. He looks up at you again. I tried to tell them. The Builder's souls have touched even the Estromorn.
You'd better explain yourself.
The two attending tribesmen look from the Anamenfath to you, their sword hands heavy. The Builder's souls have touched even the Estromorn.
There's no way you could have known this saying. Not unless you are a Galuth on Anams, a watcher of souls.
She gasps as the last of Ferwald's soul fades back into her. The tribesmen gape at you. She takes up a step towards you as she speaks. Ferwald tried to warn the other tribes about something. What was it?
Ferald's warning came before the Broken Stone War. Ferald, my ancestor on my mother's side, was Anamenfath of our tribe then. When the Estromoric farmers defiled the Builder's monuments, Ferald urged the other Anamenfatha to patience, but louder, angrier voices prevailed.
She folds her clawed hands in front of her, gazes down at them as she speaks.
Ferald believed that the invaders could be taught to respect the Builders as we do. He also believed the Builders' souls had spread to all peoples, and that we should avoid needless conflict with others. More practically, he worried that a violent response would only spur further bloodshed across the generations, and you can see where we are today.
After 2 wars with the Deerwood, his warning's more relevant than ever.
While Ferald's words were shrewd, they were ignored back then. Simply remembering his warning now will not undo the wars and the changes that the years have seen. There is blood on these stones, and that is all anyone remembers now.
But war should not beget war for vengeance's sake. An eye for an eye. An image of a polished Ardra cube flashes into your mind. There is writing on the sides, but the image is too faint for you to read. The Anamenfath turns away from you and looks at the ground, gnawing a pointed claw. You can't change the past, but your choices now still matter. She looks at you sadly. Yes, that is the problem.
Another Estromor came through here a few days ago and, well, letting him through was a mistake. One I am eager not to repeat. The Guided Compass tribe has a reputation for being too soft with Estromoran. One that will not be improved by my failure to stop this man who has desecrated our most sacred sites.
That sounds like the man I came here to stop.
I won't repeat a mistake in my haste to correct it. We bar Twin Elms from Estromoran to protect the ancient places that the Builders left behind. The Builders left this heritage to us to defend, but they alone had access to it. On this much, at least the 6 tribes agree.
You again see the polished Ardra cornerstone in your mind. This time the image is clearer. Each face of the stone is inscribed with a phrase you know by heart. You feel your lips form words. A gift from the Builders of civilization to the guardians of their legacy. May the guardians watch the door, while the Builders keep the key.
These were the words given to the keepers of the stone.
Bethwl stares back at you, her tiny pointed teeth visible through her gaping mouth. I know.
Very well. The city is yours to explore. Tell the guard at the gate that you come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the Guided Compass. If the gods have truly returned one of the Builders to us, find the Delimgon of Ter Evron in Elm's Reach. If the gods have sent you here with a purpose, the Delimgon will know.
I hope so. In the meantime, I shall be here to assist you. What are the 6 tribes? Glanfathan society is divided into tribes, which are further divided into clans. Each tribe is united by a particular history or way of life, and clans are communities of families that live together. In truth, there are more than 6 tribes, but the 6 largest have traditionally led the others. Each of the 6 has a seat here in the Passage of the 6, where we discuss matters of common interest. You saw, for instance, the debate that occurred before the Broken Stone War. She gives you a hesitant look. The 6 tribes are the Keepers of the Stone, Fisher Crane, Three-Tusked Stelgar, Stone Bramble, Twice Split Arrows, and of course the Guided Compass. Who are the Keepers of the Stone? They are the first and oldest of the tribes. When they first sailed to Anamenfath, they met the builders who gave them the cornerstone, and those words you quoted, as a token of friendship. Many of the tribes, even among the 6, look to the Keepers for guidance and leadership. Their long history grants them a place of honour in our society, though it has also made them more conservative, in my observation. I'd like to hear about the Fisher Crane. A mostly Orland tribe from the Thayan Bog, most of the sites they guard are half buried in the wetlands, and even the other tribes couldn't tell you where they are. She crosses her arms. They are not the most renowned of the tribes, but they are the cleverest and subtlest. Say what you will about the berserkers of Three-Tusked Stelgar, I'd rather face them than a Fisher Crane ambush squad any day. They're named after a long-necked bird that lives in the bog. It can stand motionless for hours, waiting for a muck frog or a spotted salamander. But when it strikes, it's faster than anything. What do you know about the Three-Tusked Stelgar? Same as everybody. They're fearless maniacs, and they want everyone to know it. They're considered a wild bunch, even among Glanfathans. Many of their territories have seen the most conflict with the Eshtamoran, and they don't forget it. They don't want anyone else to, either. They've inflicted and bore some of the heaviest casualties in the wars with the Eshtamoran. In fact, there was a rift within Three-Tusked Stelgar after the War of Black Trees. Dozens of clans broke away from the ravaged lands and retreated further into the Deerwood, joining whichever tribes would take them. Broken Tusks, some call them. The majority of the tribe dug into the half-burned forests to hold the line, and many respect them for it. She frowned uneasily. They've more than earned their place among the 6, but they advocate more conflict than is wise, and too many others are quick to idolize them for their valor in battle. The more we hear about Twin Elms, the more we discover that it's very much like Defiance Bay, split with strife from within, and barely holding together. Tell me about Stone Bramble. Mostly dwarves out of the White March. They're one of the younger tribes, formed over the years by trade routes between the wilds and the mountains. They see themselves as genuinely Glanfathan, though, and who can argue with them? Only Fisher Crane defends sites in such inhospitable territories. Personally, though, I'd say it's gone to their heads. They like to think the rest of us have it easy in the lowlands, forgetting that the wars with the Eshtamoran never reached their mountains. Still, they came to our aid during both. They're named for a tough, thorny little plant that grows up in the mountains. It suits them. I'm not familiar with the twice-split arrows. Not many are. They're traditionally outcasts and exiles from other tribes. Probably the least respected tribe of them all, but our ancestors believed they should have a voice, and so they've got a seat among the 6. Mostly the tribes see them as scavengers and bottom feeders, but don't say that to a twice-split arrow. They think themselves survivors, and they're as proud of their tribe as anyone else. She shrugs. They'll accept anyone, and I suppose there's virtue in that. You'll never know what you're getting with them, though. Some clans will rob you blind, and some will slaughter a lamb for the honour of your visit. The Guided Compass is your tribe, right? Indeed, but one of the younger tribes, and not one of the most prestigious. We've tried to keep the peace with the Eshtamoran, which has earned us the reputation of appeasers among some of our hard-line brethren in Three-Tusked Stelgar and the Keepers of the Stone. We value our heritage as Glanfathans, but we recognise that the Eshtamoran are here to stay. The way we see it, we can better follow our mandate to protect the places of the builders by making peace with our neighbours. Wise! Though sometimes peace will not be possible. Sometimes. I'd like to ask of another matter. Something else you want to know? I'd like to know more about you. I am the Anamenfath of the Guided Compass. Like many Anamenfather, I have leadership in my blood. While tribal authority is not strictly hereditary, we believe that strong leaders can impart a portion of their soul to their children and grandchildren, meaning that Anamenfather may succeed from a single line for many generations. She worries a sharpened thumb claw. Of course, with all that's happened here lately, I've wondered whether my family's line is coming to an end with me. I doubt it. Farewell. Speak with the Delemgan at Tir Evron in Elms
I'm here.
Reach. We will. Is there anything to loot here?
Certainly.
No. Is there anything here? No. No upstairs for us to investigate, so
I'm here.
we shall leave and note that we can... My brother, fleeing in shame? I don't believe any of it. Ooh. Arthur is lying. This I claim. I think we should chat with
I'm
you.
here.
What brings you here?
Sensing your approach, an agitated elven hunter suddenly drops his conversation and turns to face you. What kind of courtesy have you learned in your filthy homeland? A red stripe of paint gleams, pearly with sweat, from cheekbone to cheekbone. We speak of Anamenfath and matters. Begone! The huntress in the group raises her calloused hand. Still your heart, Ridai. Do not forget where you stand. She parts the fine strands of golden hair that float before her face and acknowledges you with a nod. In the house of our ancestors, and the 6 tribes, we commune as one people. Ridai looks away and fumes in a restrained breath. The ancestors will forgive me and my brother when I clean the shame away from his name. He looks at the huntress, and from the taint that it has brought to our tribe. What happened to your brother? My brother. The hunter's heavy breathing pauses for a moment. My brother Fjorm is the greatest hunter of our tribe. He set out on a blood hunt but hasn't returned. And now, Arthwin, that puny liar, he claims that my brother... Ridai clenches his fists. The elven huntress fills him with silence. Arthwin belongs to another tribe. He is the hunter that competed against Fjorm during their blood hunt. She gives a glancing look to Ridai. Arthwin claims that Fjorm has exiled himself, deciding not to return to Twin Elms. Ridai scowls. His stripe of paint curves like an angry wound. Exiled! In shame! For losing to him during the blood hunt! Can you believe this liar? Even though Arthwin returned with the giant Stelgar's fang as proof, it's hard to believe that Fjorm would have failed to kill the prey first. The huntress digs her heel in the dark soil, but you cannot claim that yet, Ridai. Not until the Anamenfath judged the truth. Arthwin's weak, from a lower tribe! Ridai bares his teeth. He lies! I'll find the truth and clean my brother's name. Why would Arthwin lie about your brother? Ridai throws his arms up in the air. Why? He looks at you as if the answer were obvious. Ridai, please still your anger. She does not know our customs. The huntress turns to you and nods. Arthwin stands much to gain from claiming a victory over Fjorm. It brings renown and glory to his kin, a lesser tribe, the Twice-Split Arrows. Arthwin has no history, no name, and now he returns a hero while my brother... Ridai's face twists in ire. Tricked, perhaps worse. You mentioned a blood hunt. What is it? We prove our worth in a blood hunt. We set out to stalk and prey, always a dangerous creature. The one who kills it first. The elven huntress interrupts with an exasperated sigh. Yes, but we hunt as pairs, to bond as Glanfathan, as one, not as enemies. 2 hunters, 2 tribes, 1 spirit. That is our way. Ridai glowers in response. Our way isn't to lie. We don't betray our brothers and sisters for our own gain. The blood hunt between your brother and Arthwin has broken the communion of our tribes, Ridai. Do not dig in this wound until you can claim the truth. She turns again to face you. Perhaps our customs appear strange to you, but despite what you now see, we Glanfathans hold our bonds sacred. Tell me about your tribe. Ridai's voice swells with pride, for a moment holding his anger at bay. We're the keepers of the stone. He lets the name reverberate in the hall. We're the first tribe. Our history runs across the ages, to the time of the builders. The huntress nods. We are the one with the past, with our tradition and history. The best crafts and hunts come from our kin. The other tribes look up to our prowess. They're consumed by envy. Ridai frowns. That's why Arthwin lies about my brother. His tribe has no history, no glory, but now he claims it for the Twice-Split Arrows, while we're left to bear a false shame. How do you plan to clear Fjorm's name? A bead of sweat rolls down Ridai's forehead and hangs from his red-painted cheekbone like a drop of blood. It quivers as the hunter's muscles twitch. I can't tarry here while my brother's fate remains unknown. The Anamenfath must let me go. To Judge Arthur, to clear your tribe's name, they cannot listen only to your truth. The huntress lowers her head, glancing at you. Before the Anamenfath, only an impartial voice can speak for what happened. Rudai whips his neck, and the drop of sweat lingering on his cheekbone flies in your direction. You mean to evolve this one? An Estremor? She points at him, her calloused finger curved like a claw. Listen to me now. Arthur returned, with proof. Your brother did not even come back. The huntress blows against the fine hairs floating down over her face. The tribes are split. Something must be done. She looks at you, and this one is known to speak the truth. Very true! I will find what happened to your brother, and I will get to the truth of it. Redai's hard features soften in surprise. You speak with the spirit of a Anamenfath and hunter. He nods. The Anamenfath would agree to listen. There's no union between you and our tribes. The huntress nods at you. Fiorm and Arthwin went to the Northweld Forest, beyond the Old Song Pass, to hunt a giant stelga. Search there and return to us with the truth if you can. But be aware, stelga of such size, many times over their lesser kin, usually gather a big pride that follows them closely. Redai fixes his eyes on you, two glowing embers over the blood-red stripe painted across his face. Estremor, I didn't expect help, but I'll do anything to know of my brother's fate and to clear the stain that Arthwin has spilled on our tribe. He throws his chin back. Anything. This I claim. I'm glad to hear that, but be prepared for the possibility that I don't give you the answer you want. But checking that wood will be for next time, folks, as when we come back, we need to explore the rest of the places in Twin Elms, and eventually get to the Northweld Forest, where I think we will need Sagani. I think Sagani's quest will end there. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.